Okay, so I just got back from going on my little outing, and so I decided I got to talk about this. So I went up to the food bank, which, oh my gosh, there was so much stuff. This is all stuff that the stores are throwing away. And you know what's weird too? They have these like packaged foods, and I got some for Stella because it's like chicken Alfredo and beef stew and stuff like that. And so I got her some, and I opened the beef stew yesterday. Oh my God, she loved it so much. And I was sitting there looking at it like, this looks like dog food. I cannot believe people have to eat this. Like, this is disgusting. And it's sad because there's some people who would think like, oh my God, I can't believe you're wasting that on a dog. That's crazy. It's like, this isn't even good for human consumption. I'm weirded out feeding it to my dog, man. But, you know, I'm going to still get some of that stuff because, you know, if anything happens, I've got to be able to feed Stella too. And it's not like I don't understand these people who are ready to watch people starve to death. It is like, it's only a couple months, right? That we have to get through something. We all have the ability to grow food for ourselves. We can all have the ability to feed ourselves or forage or, you know, barter or, you know, make a co-op with someone. It is to start establishing those new ways of being. But everybody's just like, no, get me to Safeway. You know, so they don't even want to consider that. They don't want to consider like, oh, the stores are running out of food. They've been telling us for months. You know, the corporation's going down. They've been telling us for months. But, oh, God, can't believe it. Gotta get our food. So, anyways, they had a whole bunch of beans and lentils and split pea and stuff. So I got some of that. They had a bunch of, it's always a ton of bread. I knew she'd be back. Oh, God, she's in such a mood. Hold on. Hurry, please, Stella. I'm doing something. Why do you do that? Okay, so anyways, I'm busy. I told you. Okay, I don't need a bath right now, please. Anyways, vegetables and stuff, they aren't like, you know, beautiful looking or, you know, it's not like it's older stuff, but still, it's all stuff that was going to get thrown away. They just use there's so much waste, you know, it's mind boggling how much waste. So, well, they're telling us there's not enough resources. We're wasting a lot, but there's not enough. It's like, how stupid do you think we are? So, anyways, I got, they even had butter. I got butter, like regular old butter. And, they had orange juice. They had all sorts of stuff, man. It was really packed today. Not with people, with the stuff. I'd say if you're at all worried, go down. Don't feel guilty or bad. Go down to the food bank. If they'll let you go through, I think they all have different regulations. I think mine's pretty open because it's rural. So they pretty much assume, well, you're all poor. Come on in. So I don't know if you have to prove you're poor or what, but god damn, who's not poor? I mean, it's a lot to keep up with it. Excuse me. God damn, girl. God, she is, oh God, sometimes she gets in such a mood. So, you know, so don't feel guilty like, oh, I'm going to be taking from some other poor person. Well, we're all struggling right now. So, and there's a lot of stuff up there that would just get thrown away. So I would say if you're at all worried, go get some stuff. There's rice, there's beans, there's peanut butter. If you're still into grains, there's oats and grains and flour, all sorts of your basic stuff, you know, the stuff that we need to use to go on. People don't understand about staples. They're so used to Kentucky Fried Chicken and Taco Bell. You know, there's a lot of people who just don't even know how to cook. They're going to have a real struggle when this stuff goes down. They have a lot to learn. Those of us who are watching it happen, we got to be more responsible and be better prepared. You know what I mean? But not like over the top. It's got to be balanced. It can't be crazy. Like, I don't know. There's a lot showing in all of this stuff that goes on, how we really are on quite a spectrum. So anyways, the thing I wanted to talk about, because it was like, kind of like an epiphany kind of moment or something. So I was waiting in the line. There was only a couple people. And the old guy was sitting there and he wasn't talking to anybody. So I just started asking him, so I heard you say a couple weeks ago that this used to be like 35,000 people over here. And he's like, yeah. Like, he probably was shocked. Some stranger starts talking to him about what he's talking about. But he said, yeah, it was out by Glacier, up in Maple Falls, and it was all these little houses. He called them something. It seemed like he called them something like stick houses or something. But I think in some of those places, they didn't go in and build mansions. They were workers. They just went in and built, quick little houses that obviously didn't stand the time, or they just tore them down, or they're kind of the dilapidated houses that are kind of tucked back in the woods. I'm not sure. He said, oh, dang it. He told me there was a book. I'll have to just do some research, but he said there was a book that shows everything about up here. But so they had coal miners and railway people, I guess. The people who were building the country. And there was pretty big population, 30 or 35,000 people. That's a lot of people for this area. And so I said, well, what happened? And he said, they all just started leaving. And I don't even know if he could hear me very well. But he said something about the railway has started. It used to be really busy out there. So anyways, I just started thinking, oh, this is how they do it. This is exactly how they do it. How they herd us, how they direct us, how they move us into certain areas on purpose. Because they do it slow. They don't do it quickly. They do it slowly. But they use like the railway. And because I was thinking about this lately, is like, you think about some of those people who, back in the day, like my parents' parents, I would say, that generation. So the people who were kind of after the Depression, and, starting to get back on their feet and starting their own little businesses, having little gas stations, a little coffee shop, a little hotel for travelers to stop and stay in and stuff. And then, the towns would start building up and the people would get so excited. Oh man, I'm going to start doing really well. It's going to have more people coming past here. And, they're putting in the highway and we're going to have so many more people coming in. And so people, were excited. And I've seen this in so many shows. I'm pretty sure they even show it in the one, that movie called Psycho. And then they made a series that's supposed to be the prequel. So it's supposedly him when he was a kid. And him and his mom move into this place to get this hotel. And so it was the same situation. They talked about it in the thing. But people would get so excited. Oh, they're bringing in the highway. We're going to make so much. But when they brought in the highways, they went and did an interstate. They circled around. There's state highways. But when they came in and built the interstate, because who travels? I mean, I went on the state highway because it takes way longer, but it's a lot calmer and I can't see. So, I can see a little bit. It's not, I definitely have a problem with it. So, anyways, a lot of people aren't going to bother with doing a state highway. They're going to go the freeway. And so they just go out around the cities, around the towns. So really it took traffic away from some of these smaller communities that we're trying to build up. And, the state highways that are there are not well traveled. And so a lot of people lost their their businesses and stuff. And then look how I said, well, did they start like offering better jobs or something? He doesn't know where I'm going with it. So I think he said something else, but I think that's how it all worked. They had people out there just working hard, living their lives. And then they started dangling a carrot. Hey, you want to work easier? That's always their motto, right? Work smarter. Get an education. Then you won't have to work so hard. Well, that's funny, because the people got an education, went into a huge amount of debt, and still have to go work hard. So, there's a lie right there. But it really broke down the small towns and how many people had to abandon them. And then they stopped the train traffic, so trains don't go through there, because it's weird how many train tracks we have and no trains. And in Spokane, it is so many trains. Like, you have to stop, especially certain parts of town. You figure, you're going to get stopped by a train and you're going to be sitting there sometimes 20, 30 minutes. So, and that's in a city. So, it's like, and I tried before to use that as, I got to start behind the train, Everybody knows. You plan ahead. You don't go and say, I forgot about the train. Then you just look like an idiot. You have to plan ahead. You have to figure, okay, either know all the times the train's going to go, or leave a half hour early if you want to get somewhere on time. So, but how they maneuver and manipulate the direction of traffic to isolate and segregate. They do it all on purpose. And they don't do it fast. They always do it in a slow way so we don't notice. And like that little old man, how many people are going to talk to him? I mean, young people they already see me as an old person. I don't have time to talk to an old person. What am I going to learn from an old person? And you can learn a lot. The world is changing all the time. And how do you know what's changing if you don't talk to somebody who was there before? If you just believe in the school, what they say, believe in your teachers, which, apparently there's a lot of weirdo pervs that went into the education system. So, it's just, another way to see how they really did this, because sometimes it just seems like it's so huge. How could they have done all this? It doesn't make any sense. But see, when they have control over the transportation, the media, the education, the medical, the banks, I mean, it's real easy. Like right now, how they're directing people into nursing homes and stuff. Like they are very aggressive and progressive, especially if you're somebody who has no idea and you're going to your doctor and they're telling you the safest place you could go and be is in a home for old people. And then you go and really it's just a gas chamber. It's nothing more. I mean, they're actively trying to, they're definitely going to target the old people first. I mean, why would they want the old people and the homeless people to be a part of this community? They want the workers. They want people who will go out and work and work and work and work and never question a thing. And just be happy to have their 10 minutes on the weekend with their family, So another thing, too, is I went down, when I was up there waiting up in the lines, the guy from the HOA was up there and he was talking about, we want to get some parties going. And I said, I'm still all in for the party planner, just because I don't want to be on the HOA board and be a part of the voting. I still want to be a part of the party. So, I went up there on my way home, but she wasn't there yet. So I'm going to talk to her about starting the plan for 4th of July. And I really would like to get like food trucks. I would like to get like local talent to come up and, even if it was like a talent show or something fun and wholesome for families to bring their picnics or buy stuff from the food trucks and have music and fun. That's what I want to do. I got to see what she says. And then plus there's all these stupid ass rules with the HOA and stuff, because we want to build stuff with the whole community, not just our one neighborhood, but not enough people from the neighborhood get involved. I mean, there's still a lot of people out here who just get drunk and set off illegal fireworks. They don't give a shit. So, I'll shoot their guns. So, but I went to go get water too. And when I drove, so when I turned on the road to go up to the water thing, I saw signs, big orange signs, road work ahead, be prepared to stop. And I was like, oh, those motherfuckers. I swear to God, if the government is out there contaminating our water, I will know, I will see. And so I go pulling up, and there's a truck right where I was going to park, right in front of the water thing. Big old city truck and 3 workers out there, and there was a flagger down a ways. But so one of them was over by the truck when I pulled in, and so they started talking to me. I started talking to them, whoever. We started talking. And so I said, you know, you guys aren't up here to poison our good water, are you? And they kind of laughed or whatever, but they said no, that they were just there to do some ditch work. But it got them started talking about the water, and got them started talking about the poison in our water. And one guy even went and got his bottle of water, poured it out, and went and got water out of the thing. So we were talking about the water, but the thing that was cool, and the reason I mention it, is because that was just strangers that I've never seen or talked to before in my life. And they knew about the water. One of the guys, the one who went and poured his water out and was going to fill it out of the pipe, he said that, what did he say? Oh, I was on a roll there for a minute. Because I said, yeah, even the bottled water is poison. And he said, I know. And I said, it's amazing how they're just putting so much poison in all of our food and everything. And he was completely aware. He was like, oh, I know. Yeah, this is crazy. So there is becoming more common knowledge, I think, of really what's going on. And I think the only thing to fear is if you feel like you owe them something, like they can take something from you that they can't take without your free will. You have to say, okay, you govern me. I accept your rules or whatever. And who knows how far they can push. Because one thing I wanted to also say, like when I drive into town, you know, I still mind the speed limit and drive carefully and stuff like that. Like, I don't want to get pulled over by these crazy people. And so I'm not going to go and push, you know, like, I'm not a citizen of your world or whatever, you know, I'm sovereign, I don't follow your laws. You know, I'm not going to do that, because then you could get yourself into some trouble, because there's definitely people, cops or whatever, would have no clue what you're talking about. You're sovereign, you're not a straw man, you're a soul, like what? What are you, crazy person? They'd be calling the ambulance, we got a crazy one down here. So, you know, they don't know. I'm not going to go and test that or whatever. I say if you're going to go into a reality, you got to mind that reality's rules or whatever. But when I come back into my own little reality, it's my own little pickle barrel falls here, then it's my rules, you know, and I've got signs up. And if they want to come up onto my property, I mean, they're going to have either some tanks, or they're going to have some, I don't know. I don't even know what documents I would respect. You know, they're going to have an argument is all I know. And I think that we all just have to get to that. Hey, no, you can say or do what you want, but I'm not playing. Yeah, I'm not going to, you know, speed down your streets and risk getting shot at. But I'm also not going to play your games. And, you know, but we have to just know our own power. And the more that people wake up and the more they realize it, people are just submit because they think they have to. They just don't realize that they don't have to participate if they don't want to participate. There's so much manipulation that goes on in this reality. So anyways, I just wanted to talk about that because I was like, oh, that is how they did it with the trains and the interstate and moving. Because you know, if we all still had the state highways and we were all still driving through these rural communities, we would see when shit's up. Just like I said, when I drove through, you know, at 10 o'clock in the morning in downtown of a pretty big city and there was no people. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Twilight Zone shit here. So anyways, it's just more things for us to open up and observe and be mindful of. And I recommend stay off the interstates. It's part of just our disconnection. Disconnect from community. Disconnect from each other. Just go circle out, circle back, circle around, stay distant. Which, it's kind of funny because, everybody continues the staying distance in stores, but we really always should have. We should have never been standing in a grocery store line and having some, sweaty old guy right up on us. There should have always been a respectful distance. So I think it's smart. I think it's a little paranoid. I think we could close it in a little bit. But still, I think it's good for people to start being mindful of how close they actually are to somebody. Because I think, some people didn't even pay one damn bit of attention. I mean, I can't say that I did. I could have been even getting closer. I don't know. I wasn't thinking about it. And, now it's just stuff for us to think about and to notice and to realize. So anyways, I just wanted to talk about that. So I will talk to you later. Bye.